Isakson, Republican from Georgia, joins us now with his reaction to the president's announcement. Sir, thank you for being with us. Right off the bat, is this thing dead on arrival when it gets to Congress?
Well, what the president has done is made an uncertain future for taxpayers even more uncertain by only extending tax rates for some people for a year and raising them for others. This only adds to the problem American business is having. It's not a solution to anything.
We've heard, though, that $250,000 for a family apparently is wealthy, and I actually beseech congressional leaders from high-tax states like New York, New Jersey, California to stand up and say, that is just ridiculously unfair. $250,000, you can't send your kids to college.
Listen, I ran an S-Corp in my private life for 22 years. Our income passed through as ordinary income to the shareholders. You're raising taxes on most Americans for 940,000 small businesses. 53% of all the pass-through income taxes are going up for small businesses. This is an attack on small business, and it's a continuation of the uncertainty in our economy.
And that's interesting because you're right. The majority of U.S. businesses are pass-through entities, partnerships, S-Corps, the like. And yet, the president seems to think that he's helping small businesses by doing this middle-class tax cut and allowing the taxes on the so-called rich to go up. Basically, he's saying small businesses shouldn't earn more than $250,000.
Well, the president's a gifted orator. He just doesn't know what the words mean. He needs to have worked in the private sector. He needs to understand what it is to risk capital. He needs to understand what it is to reinvest, retain earnings to keep your business going. He is actually striking against our economy rather than trying to help it.
Senator, he also said that he would extend for a year. And we didn't hear about the litany of other things that are a part of this Bush tax cut, whether or not the marriage penalty comes back, child tax credits, dependent tax credits. I mean, lots of things that families hinge on come tax time. We don't know what's going to happen with all that. But this notion of 1 year extension, isn't that just trying to buy him re-election and then who knows what happens?
Well, it's a political speech at best. This is the president that rejected Simpson Bowles even bringing it to the floor to talk about comprehensive reform. This is just a piecemeal proposal at a political time in a presidential race that's close.
And Senator, finally, we constantly don't talk enough about the notion that 40% of Americans do not even pay federal income tax. And yet that never seems to come up. So we're trying to get more and more people, I guess, off and allow the rich just to carry all of us?
Well, the more you put the burden of taxes on fewer Americans, the worse our country is going to be. We should all share in the prosperity, but we should share in the burden as well.
Senator Johnny Isakson, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us right after the president's announcement.
All right. And we're going to have more reaction to President Obama's tax pitch in Washington.